How does mental voice influence slow play VR experience? In this research, slow play game focus on pause, observe, and reflection during the game process. And Hoster explained that using mantra voice or repeating mantra or sounds training as a healing method have continued to this day. However, the current research in 2023 still argue the gap about mantra voice and slow play VR experience. Therefore, this study is to understand how mantra voice influence slow play VR experience and how mantra voice to produce relaxing or meditative effect in slow play VR experience to players. The current research might establish a base understanding of concept of mantra voice and slow play VR experience. This research will invite some participants. Before playing the games, player will be provide a brief introductions about the experiment contents and base control using VR. However, the details of the main task of the games will not be presented to the players. In this interactive experience, players will use a microphone in a virtual reality environment to interact with virtual flowers by adjusting their voice volume, triggering the blooming effect of the flowers in the space. Through these interactions, player will transition from a colorless black and white world with rain and thunder to a beautiful with blooming flowers world. During the experiment, we record each player and we found that player generally understood the main game mechanic and are able to complete the entire experience. By observing the gameplay of these participants, it is interesting that a small number of players use loud voice during the gameplay. Some players use words.
Hello.
Some players will sing. But most testers feel a sense of enlightenment in some extent. Participants gradually understand the main mechanic during the play, using their voice to control the flower blooming in the virtual world. It was observed that the majority of players experience initial confusions at the beginning of gameplay. However, toward the end of the experience and the final stage, many participants display a slight sense of happiness and delight. Particularly in the final scene, some players exclaim with a wow sound. After each participant has completed the test, they will have an interview. During this interview, I will ask the following question to receive the feedback from the player.
I was really calm and it was quite unique for me to play this game.
The game is a bit too dark.
Yep.
Too much black.
Okay.
I feel like very relaxing playing that games.
How do you feel?
I feel calm.
You feel calm?
Yeah, it's like the music and the theme is good. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I think the music was like really soothing.
The soundscape itself made up for a very, very good experience.
Yeah.
The way in which the sound
it's like there is a connection. There is a connection between you and the flowers.
Trying to look for the indication, like for example, like maybe a word or voice that can like help me to go to like the next step. Yeah. But like I didn't see that. But like only like but I heard like about the sound, like the petal like flying, the water, like the water sounds.
I think I take some time to figure out how the games works.
Close to the flower, that voice follow my tone. It goes up, 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 up. So that's like a pattern for me to control the actual game.
The use of color, just like I said, because everything is so black. Adjust the color a little bit.
have instructions for making that you need to make sound.
I think maybe I'd walk around a bit more. I feel like there'd be like more to explore.
I was thinking like, is it there would be like maybe text or maybe voice that can add up to it, and then like that can make it clearly.
In conclusion, previous research has examined the roles of Mantra voice and slow play virtual reality. However, this experiment doesn't seem to have established a strong link between Mantra voice and slow play virtual world. The study might be hard to emphasize the relationship by the experience. Most players found it provided a relaxing and meditative feeling, and also players focus on the term like music, sound, instead of voice to describe their feeling during the gameplay. In addition, players noticed that the transition of the colors and the visual effect from black to white created a relaxed experience. Participants didn't directly connect to each other. Instead, some players are confused because of the game mechanic, and some players are interested because of the blooming flower and voice interactions. So, the current stage is challenging to prove the connection between Mantra voice and slow play VR experience according to the studies and related work.